Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So we got another project here, something I've been wanting to do, and they finally came out with one for this truck. So let's check it out. We got a bumper. So it's a move bumper. It's a weld it yourself kit, so it just comes basically in plates. So let's open this thing up and see what it looks like. Alright, there it is. So they give you the main center section, which is nice. And then these are, you know, they got the two big end pieces. And I think those are the end caps there. And they also give you some tow hooks too. So that's kind of cool. So yeah, looks like it's all there. Let's get I think you get this front center section here on the truck, and you kind of weld it all together on the truck, or at least tack it all. So we'll get it on there and see how it looks and start tacking this thing together. Alright guys, getting this bumper mounted up. So we've got our first problem. Since this is a solid axle swap, these mounts aren't going to work very good. We're going to have to do a little modifying on them. So as you can see, that one's touching going over my welds and over this seam here. And then these main mounts are supposed to go underneath and kind of go around that frame. So originally, without this cross member here, it would sit underneath the frame, and that will bolt up under here. But it's not going to work with that cross member. So what I'm going to have to do is cut this off. Cut this piece here. That'll weld on like that. And I'll have to do some grinding here. Grind some of these welds down a little bit. And probably cut a little bit off the bottom of this plate so it bolts flat there. And then we can get to mounting that center section. So move bumpers, if you're watching, I'd probably say a lot of people that are buying this bumper would have a solid axle swap, and they're gonna have the same problem I am having. I'm not trying to dog your bumpers, I love these things, but just a pointer. I know you guys like feedback. So what I'm gonna do is make a mount here with the stuff you gave me, and then I'll probably end up building another mount off of this factory spot just to strengthen it up, since I don't have these mounts here. So I'm gonna get to cutting and grinding and see if we can make it fit. Alright, we got our plates bolted on, got the bottom cut off, and then I cut the extra legs off of these brackets here. So what I'm going to do is, I already got a line here. That's where, basically where this is going to sit, so it'll weld on just like that. And I hope that, well, I guess I'll have to see how high this bumper's going to sit. I might have to put an extra plate in here to weld, because there might be a gap there because I cut the bottom off of that. But no big deal if that's the case. Just get a little plate, weld it in there just to strengthen it back up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tack these on here at the width of those marks. I'm going to tack those, and then I'll set it up on the truck, make sure it's centered and everything, and then I'll tack the mount, this mount, onto the mount that's bolted on the frame, and then we can get on to building the kit. Alright guys, another thing with the solid axle, it's the bottom of the bumper's hitting the leaves, and it may be hitting a little bit here where you see that mark. It could just be me rubbing on it. So what I'm going to do is just pull a 1/2 inch off the bottom and see if that fits. Alright, so I got the bottoms cut out to clear the springs. They were hitting just on the spring. So I got that, and then the top, you see that line? I got to cut that out because it hits my intercooler. So a lot of you guys probably aren't going to have that problem, but so I'm going to cut that out and she should fit on there. Alright guys, we got her on, tacked up. So I'm just going to tack the crap out of it, and just to make sure when I pull it off to fully weld it all that it doesn't move anywhere. And yeah, it fits pretty good. The only thing I can see is there's a big gap right here on this side, but not much. I ain't worried about it. I know the bumper's centered, so I don't know why that gap is there, but that's good enough. Alright guys, next thing I'm going to do is get this light pocket, basically the light mount, welded up or tacked up in there. So I just got it, got some magnets holding it in there. Just keep it flush, make it look clean. And I'm just going to go through the back side, tack it on real quick, do that to the other side, and then we can move on. One thing I did have to do on that side, and I'll have to do on this side too, is that pocket's hitting the mount, the body mount right here. So I just kind of bent that in a little bit, and it clears just fine. So I'm going to smack that in, get it clearanced. Should be good to go. Alright, the next thing we can do is just, I'm going to tack these hooks on. So I got a line here. I'm just going to line those up like so, and tack them on for now. Alright guys, I got these other brackets figured out. So I got some 3/8 plate and just kind of angle on it. So it's going to bolt on just like that onto the factory mounts. And there actually is enough room to get a stock bolt in this one here. So I'm going to tack that onto the bumper, and that should give it quite a bit of support. Alright, pulled the bumper off. So there's the mounts, those upper mounts. So I'm gonna fully weld all these mounts in, and then like I thought, there's a gap here. So I'm just gonna take a plate and plate up on the back side here and just drill a hole in it for that, and it should be good to go. Then I'll weld all these mounts in permanently and should be good. Alright, we got this thing all welded up. Turned out pretty good. A couple areas had a little porosity. I got a hole there. So you're gonna have to go around and touch up a few spots. So this side I already got mostly ready to go. Got it all ground down, smoothed out. So it looks pretty good. So I'm just using just one of these flap discs. This one's a 40 grit. So I'll hit it with that, and then I'll jump up to like an 80 grit and kind of smooth it out. Try to get some of the grinding marks out. And then actually on this side I took a DA. I know it's probably going a little too far, but I took a DA and hit it, and it gets a lot of the deep grinding marks out. Because I'm gonna have this thing powder coated, and I don't want all the grinding marks showing through. So I don't know, I might do that on the whole thing. It doesn't take that long. So I'm gonna get this side ground out, smoothed out, and then we can see how it looks. Alright, got that all ground out smooth, and like I said, I had to go back and fill in a couple little holes here and there, but that looks pretty good. Those lines are nice and straight, so once I go over it again with like 80 grit, it'll get a little bit cleaner. Alright, got this thing all ground out, so pretty much good to go. I'm gonna go over it one more time with some 80 grit. Maybe I might just take that DA to it So this is where I already hit it with the DA, and it smooths it out quite a bit. So shouldn't take too long to do that, but get it all smoothed out. Yeah, that's how it looks, all ground out, and looks pretty good. So I'm hopefully going to get this thing powder coated, then I don't have to worry about trying to paint it myself. So we'll see what happens with that, but for now I think that'll work. Alright guys, this thing is ready for powder coat, so I'm going to bring it in and drop it off, and it's going to probably be a few days. Alright guys, so check back the next video. We're going to be doing, we got pods for here, and then we got to mount up a light bar. And so we're going to be doing all that, and I'll show you guys the finished product with a powder coat and get it on the truck. It should look pretty sweet, so yeah, check back on the channel. I'm not sure how long this is going to take, probably a few days to a week, I imagine, to get it powder coated. So yeah, I'll have a video up here pretty soon, so check back. Thanks for watching, guys.